Uconn, Dean, 77-52 blows out Illinois. There's not much to talk about there. Duke, NC State's playing now. Purdue and Tennessee, feelings or thoughts about that game?
I just thought they had a hard time with Edey.
Most people do.
Yeah, and I thought Connect shot too much. I think Connect's great, Dalton Connect.
Yeah.
But the other players just didn't get involved. He had 37 of their 66. They didn't get other players involved.
Do you think they did not get involved because of the defense?
I don't know.
I mean, was it that or?
It looked like there towards the end, he didn't even look like he was really looking to pass.
37.
How many times? He shot 32 times. So.
Yeah, he was 14 for 31.
Or 31.
Played 37 minutes. Ziegler, 9.
See, I don't think he shoots
Nashville,
enough.
2. The Aldon kid he didn't have any.
Oh, see, he averaged 12 points a game. I just think they got too dependent on Connect there towards the
37
end.
And Ziegler had almost 10.
Well, what was their shit? Okay, what did not Cedar Bluff. What did
Cedar Bluff Tigers basketball here?
Tennessee shoot as a team? So he was 14 for 31. What was the
24 for 62?
So the others were only 10 for 31.
He shot 39%.
So he shot a little better than the rest of them combined, but I don't know. They just
42% from 3.
I'm sitting there watching a game going, I bet these guys don't like playing with him.
42.3% for that, or win you a game. Purdue only 20% from threes.
Oh, they missed a lot. What they hit?
And Purdue was 24 for 53.
What were they from 3?
3 for 15.
Oh my gosh.
Well, their other guy,
they didn't shoot a ton of them, though, did they?
Crap. The lawyer kid, Loyer.
Yeah.
He's from Indiana. Played up there at Fort Wayne High School. 6'4", 180 guy, sophomore. So you got to have these guys pitching in, and that's what they did.
Well, and they're in the Final Four for the first time. I thought they went in 94, but I found out they did not. First time in 44 years they've stepped into a Final Four.
87-4.
I thought he's 7'2".
I did too. They got him at 7'4", 300. He's from Kinnead and
he scored 40 today, right?
40, yes, sir.
And had about 17 rebounds.
16, yes.
How many blocks?
It don't say. This gives rebounds.
They look very good, but they
16 rebounds.
Still don't look as good as Uconn, do they?
Oh boy, I don't know
I don't know the deal with Uconn.
Breaking down Uconn is kind of nearly like doing stupid. I shouldn't say stupid, but like doing Alabama football over the years. Like, well, okay, Alabama won today. All right, next game.
Yeah, no.
It does.
And, obviously I'm for Bama over Uconn, but
yeah, sure.
I just don't see it. And I know Bama fans will, and they've been right. They picked them. I thought they were crazy for picking Bama over North Carolina. Some of them did on the Martin Houston show.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
And I was not shocked that they beat Clemson. I thought Clemson was good, though.
I think Clemson played them a good game. I mean, it was field goal percentage 47 to Bama's 46. 3 points, 8 for 26, 16 for 36 for Bama.
16 for 36.
44% on 3 points.
Wow. There's your difference.
Yeah. Rebounds, 44 rebounds for Bama. That's what we noticed in the game.
They did rebound well.
20 assists for Bama over 15 for Clemson. Points in the paint, Bama 26, Clemson 42.
They had a hard time adjusting to Bama. Bama just shot the lights out. What do you do? Somebody's like, well, they need to get out of that zone. I was telling them, they were probably wore out. They needed to be in a zone. Alabama just beat them to the basket if they played man.
Yeah, let's go from the first of the game. I was very bothered. Missed shots.
Oh, man, a ton. Well, I missed threes.
Both teams were not just smoking it. I mean, we were complaining like it was like in the 20s, 7, 8 minutes till halftime.
Oh, it was, 26-15 with 8.5 minutes left before the half. And they filled it up in the second half, both teams.
Bama was down how many there at one time?
13. 13, and I thought they were done. And next thing I know, it's tied or they're ahead. And they never trailed much again.
Well, we got a bot on there. Sorry about that.
Oh, Lord.
That's all right. If you got bots on your page, it means you're doing good. You're doing something well. Usually they don't get on pages that Ain't got nobody watching. Again, guys, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Dean, where all platforms can they find us? I mean, if you want to find the locker room,
Twitter. Well, I mean, you got to count them all.
Everywhere. I mean, iHeartRadio,
Facebook, of course.
Spotify.
Yeah.
I mean, just anywhere.
Yeah.
If you want to hear sports and not just media jargon or politics, hang out here with us, because after, not next week, but the next, it's football time.
Yeah.
You know, UFL's playing, and we're going to have UFL football, and we're going to talk about that a little. And but high school schedules are changing, and we're going to get into college, get brackets.
Which everybody likes March Madness.
Yeah. And right now, speaking of the bracket, I think Sears, whatever.
Sears is lighting it up. I mean,
the guy that, whoever you are, if you're watching,
it will not update this score. Oh, yeah, they've won. NC State will be going to the Final Four. So you got your 4 teams. You'll have NC State and Purdue playing, and Uconn and Alabama.
Wow.
2 teams with more than 10 losses in it.
So back to the Bama Clemson game. By halftime, what was you thinking like at halftime?
I thought they would be okay. But, I mean, the Clemson was good.
No,
Who was the guy that got on our nerves so bad? Got on your nerves so bad?
Number 4.
Shiflin.
Man.
Ian Shiflin. Which, guess where he played? Grayson, Georgia. That's not a shock.
Athletic school. Super athletic school.
But he wasn't he's gotten a lot better. I saw his high school stats. They were 12 points and 7 rebounds. That guy's dominant, Matt. And he's playing in the Elite 8, and he's dominant.
Guys, the refs are just – I'm just kind of – and I know it's going to be – the Auburn game was the same way. I gripe about it too. When kids are dropping the Grand Canyon game, they're dropping their shoulder, and they are charging into SEC players. And the SEC players are trying to play tough and not just flop on the floor like most all-player NBA does it too.
Mm-hmm.
Or when they shoot a 3, they try to fall into a guy so they can get a foul because they know they're not going to make it. These kids try to play tough, but if you get a shoulder into your gut and you knock back off the ball and then they make a layup, they're playing football.
Right.
So I know Coach Oates is watching the show, and I'm sure, most of the players watch. They subscribe to the channel.
I wonder if he gave them the day off. Yeah, well, he's got 5
they're
more
watching the
days.
show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come
all
on.
together.
Right now. Guys, we're proud of you. What a run you've made it on. It's going to be a super uphill battle. But when they start to drop their shoulders and go in your guts, fall down.
Yeah.
Because you're getting beat at the rim because of that. Because the refs are not going to call it. Y'all have got to see they don't want an SEC team in this. They've tried every way they could. Tennessee was just not enough for Purdue. Bama and Clemson were so close. God, they knew they just couldn't give it to Clemson because it was too close.
Yeah, it was a great It was a great game.
So,
I thought it was.
By 5 minutes left in the Bama Clemson, I felt like I felt better about it. Sears went on that run there, and I had just said if he hits about 4 threes here, it's over.
When he hit at least 4.
And he hit 4 after that.
Well, I tell you what ended it. That spirit, Clemson got their spirit broke because they come down, they hit a 3. Alabama goes down, hits a 3. They're like, all right. They come down, they hit another 3. Bama comes down and hits another 3. And finally, you're just like, God, seriously?
Clemson couldn't match them. Just keep
no, I mean, like, this is ridiculous. We're shooting the lights out, and all we're doing is matching them.
Yeah.
I thought Clemson played fantastic. I thought that was a good game.
What's up, Aaron? You ready for football, son? We got to get him on here and talk Spellhead football really soon. I mean, this month.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
What kills me about Alabama, though, it's just a team you never would have thought was going.
Well, they don't have – who's their bench? I mean, we've seen guys come off the –
Stevenson lit them up last night off the bench.
They're playing good team ball right now, guys. There's no way you would think, if you know at least a little bitty thing. Now, tell by some, I don't know anything about basketball. I don't know anything about anything if you listen to some people on Facebook or whatever. But to pick Bama to beat UConn, they're so depth. Their depth is better.
Oh,
yes.
my gosh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's probably a lot better than Clemson's.
Yes.
and North Carolina.
We just don't have these.
What about a beating North Carolina?
3 or 4 star guys coming off the bench. So, yeah, the North Carolina game, that's the one I don't know. How did you see that game? We didn't pick them now.
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought North Carolina did some things to hurt themselves late in that game.
Yeah, they kind of give it away.
And Alabama took advantage.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
It is what you're supposed to do. I mean, they had 50 seconds and 20 on the shot clock. North Carolina did, and the guy crunk a 3.
I think that's what cost them the game.
Then I found out the next day that from a fan of theirs, he's like, he don't even shoot threes. I don't know what he was doing. And you said you saw the coach.
Oh, man. Because little dude brings it down, passes it to him, top of the key.
He just crunk it. And I think that was the difference in the game.
The announcers said, what is he doing? All they had to do was just run some more clock.
It was at least 18, wasn't it? Maybe 20.
What is he doing? So they call timeout.
Yeah.
Because they get the ball back, go down, Bama scored.
Yes. And then
he calls timeout. The coach grabs him first thing, and I can read his lips. What are you doing? He's like, he pointed over to the side. He probably said, what are you doing? He kind of turned around and he probably said, so-and-so, John Doe's over here in the corner. We're working this ball.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just come down here. You're not North Sand Mountain. You can't do that. Pass, wham, just shoot it.
Oak said, we're just going to leave some of them open and make them beat us. And they didn't. And he may have been one of them. I don't know. His man might have got lost on that one. But
37% for 3 points in that game. And Carolina, Bama shot 42, but Carolina shot 37%. That's good.
Carolina didn't shoot good in the second half.
Yeah.
They played bad in the second half. Their best player was 4 for 20. That didn't help them. And Nelson just went off.
Total turnovers close. Points in the paint were close. Fouls were both 18. Largest lead was Carolina by 10. Bama only was led by 5. Field goals, 30 for 78 for Carolina and 32 for 67 for Bama. I mean, if you look at stuff, you feel like Bama kind of won, does it? No.
I think let me tell you what's going on with Bama right now. They've got about 6 or 7 guys that's playing
above their head.
Yes, and you win it when you got that. I mean, I know Nate Oates is going to get the credit for it, and he should some. But you got to give the players some credit on this.
Oh, no.
Estrada, he's not as good as he's good, but he's dominant right now. Grant Nelson's dominant.
He won the Carolina game to me.
Griffin, my gosh, he's lighting it up.
So he didn't play good Carolina game, but he did last night.
He did last night.
When you have guys that are
Stevenson,
that are just team players that's going to come in and do their part and do their job, and nobody seems greedy on that team. Nobody seems like they're out to, make this point over, somebody else or,
right.
It's me. I won't say me.
No.
And I think there was some of that last year. I think that's the difference of this team. I think there's less me this year, and they're just saying, you know what? We're probably not the best. We don't have all the best players out here. We got like 2 guys come off the bench that are 3-star guys, I guess. Let's just go have fun and see what happens. Does that sound right? I
got to looking them up, and they don't have a lot of 5 of their guys, Matt. 5 of their 7 guys, top 5 of their top 8 played at schools smaller than 900. Guys, that's not a big school. Now, we think it is around here. But you go to Georgia, 900 kids, is that a big school? No. That may even be a 1A.
Not at all. No, not a big school.
And Pringle played at a school with 400. He played at a school the size of Center or Cherokee County.
Yes.
Now, some of them played at these academies. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like IMGs or stuff like that.
2. Sears and Pringle, I think, transferred. But now Griffin played at school with 2,800 in Dallas. So
I need to mention this one too. Now it's kind of old news, but I still want to talk about it. Arizona and Clemson. What? I had Arizona in the Final Four. What happened?
They just shot bad. And Clemson,
they had a good night.
They did. Clemson had a good night last night.
49% on field goals for Clemson. Arizona was 37. 17 for 25 for free throws for Zona, but 11 for 16 percentage, both 68%, close on assist. Arizona smoked them in steals and doubled them up in blocks. But and takeaways were close, but fast break points. Arizona smoked them 22-5 and beat them in points in the paint 40-30
and lost.
Yeah,
guys, let me tell you something. But look how much better they shot than them from the field, Clemson.
Yeah, 49%. Almost 50%.
I've noticed something in basketball. It don't matter what the stats are. 9 times out of 10, and please don't go, boy, he's really informative.
Got that figured out.
Whoever shoots the best, highest percentage. You have a bad shooting night, more than likely you're not going to win. Alabama shot better than Clemson, did they not?
Yeah.
Yeah, from 3 they did.
Yeah, especially threes. You get hot, man, and we know Sears can do that.
I'll do come back from 13 down. No, I'm kidding.
He was 7 for 14 that night. Stevenson was 5 for 8 on threes. Now, here's another game I got to ask. For our Tennessee fans, is there not some positivity? Is there some glory they can take out of these guys?
Yes, definitely.
They beat Creighton 82-75.
Yes, Tennessee has not been to a ton of Elite Eights, and they went this year. They did better than they did last year, and I think they ought to be very proud. And they had a chance to win.
Creighton
was a good team.
Yeah, and they're close. All the stats here. They shot 44%, and Tennessee shot 41%. They were both had 11 3-pointers. Tennessee made 24. Tennessee shot 24. Creighton shot 23. They both hit 11. So
I know that was an even match.
It very much was.
It really was. Now let me give those stats again. Creighton shot a little better than them, but Tennessee shot better from the line, didn't they?
Yeah, free throws. Yeah, a little bit. They were 15 for 18. Tennessee was 12 for 13 for free throws for.
They just didn't shoot
for Creighton.
Well, see, that theory I had just went straight out the window because Tennessee got outshot and won. Kind of, but they shot a lot more free throws.
Well, you have to know that in things that this is what makes a difference.
They shot a lot more. They hit more field goals.
But in football too, it's timing. There's times in like NBA, and I'm not going to get into a LeBron hate thing. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, LeBron would have 30 going into halftime. Okay, and some of these this year, like they tried to beat the Spurs. He's got 27 at half. LeBron's leading this team on his back. Well, they get down the last 5 minutes of the game. He had 2.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So if you have 27 at half and you finish with 33,
yeah,
you're not winning the game for them. You're just jumping out on them quick, and then you shrink when the things get hard.
Yeah.
And yes, we put up a stat the other day I shared the other day that showed that if a player averaged 13 points their whole career and played all 82 games for so many years, they could pass Kareem's record also.
Really?
Yeah. Well, if you play 25 years,
yeah,
and you play all 82 games, well, that would give you 1,000 points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's not done that.
Yeah,
I don't know how many games he's missed. Technically, it's 82 a year. So
he's played one full season.
Well, 82 times 22, so that's near close to 1,800.
Yeah.
That's close to 1,800.
So it's about timing. In this Tennessee Creighton game, Tennessee hit points when it got time to score. They were the ones hitting the points.
Yes, they were.
But it's like adding water to a bucket. If you're adding water to a bucket and you pick it up and swing it around, and sometimes the water comes out, then when you set it back down, well, some of the water's gone. But I've been adding to the bucket. Yeah, but see, when we pick it up and slung it around, some of it come out. It's about timing. When did you put the water in the bucket before it got swung around? And it didn't lose any this time we swung it around. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just time. Football is the same way.
I just think Edey was too much for Tennessee today. I don't think there's a lot of bashing. There shouldn't be a lot of Tennessee bashing.
No, I wouldn't. Some of their fans are looking for some excuses about the refs. Guys, I feel you. So I'm not going to.
Well, they felt like they was calling too much for Edey.
They was. But
he is 7'4".
But don't go down that road, because then what that does, that creates excuse making, and I've seen teams fall into that. And all that does is just it gives you a reason not to win.
Well, and to be honest, and I'm going to lead into this, and I'm not saying I do, but this is the reason everybody hates LSU's women's team, because of their griping.
Yeah, and that's why Caitlin Clark, talking about her, big fans, a lot of people. And when they started tuning in, more and more people started watching. Then people started going back on Twitter and commenting saying, you see your daddy hollering at her, just shut up and play. And everybody at home saying, yeah, she's complained every time down the court.
Yeah.
For series. And the LSU's
girls have created this us against the world. Nobody's against them.
No.
Who's against them?
Like they need to create this crap in their head that like Michael Jordan did. That store Calipari when he was assistant. Where was they at? The Knicks or where was Cal at?
Oh, and he didn't even say nothing to him?
Yeah. Walked by the court and he says, I know what you said today. You said I couldn't score the ball. And Cal's like, I didn't even talk to him. And then the coach comes by and says, Cal, I told you not to say nothing. I didn't say nothing to Michael. He just come by here and said you said he couldn't score 50. Cal's like, I didn't. He's like, I know what you said. You think I'm a joke, don't you? No, I didn't say nothing.
That's pretty funny.
But that's the way it is. And
I don't know why LSU's created. We've come against and they have given them a lot of media attention. Angel Reese.
Against the odds now. It's not against the odds anymore.
Every time they do something, it gets put in the paper, but that's the reporter's fault.
Well, it's like the football teams that are not very good, and then they come out from nothing, and you're like, hey, you didn't never give us a chance. Now, you can ride that for a while.
Well, say LSU won it last year. I don't know what they're doing.
You can ride that for a while. Shout out to Kobe at Galesville. My mom taught at Galesville. We're from here. We know the school well and the team and the players, and we played with guys from over there. We know the kids. I've coached some of the kids over.
Right.
They had never got a lot of respect over there.
No.
Have they? No. And he's turned around a little bit. They're feeling good, and they've won a lot of baseball games right now. Then you should say a little more. Because they had never got a whole lot of, Gibson might be picked to win this
But
game.
when they win the state championship, you can't go back to that.
Yeah, next year, like if they won baseball this year and they win it and they win state, 1A baseball, then in like 2026, you can't go, they're not believing in you guys. You got to get in there and get after it.
Yeah, you can't. And that's almost what LSU's doing. It seems to me.
Well, that's coaches do that. Kirby does. This year, he's been on record saying we ain't nothing. But here's the thing, though, to his credit, and this is credit to high school too. The players that are there now didn't win anything. Once you have a class, go out, right? But so Tennessee fans, don't be upset. You had a good run. Bama's not. Let's talk about Alabama, Uconn before I get, because I'm just.
All right.
I don't. What's the chances?
But Caitlin Clark tomorrow night they play LSU, I think, or Tuesday. And Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry, everybody else. South Carolina, Notre Dame, Connecticut. Caitlin Clark has getting sole recognition for turning women's basketball into more. Well,
she has. I mean, it just is what it is.
It is.
South Carolina women's 70-58 of Oregon State.
They hadn't lost before.
NC State girls taking down number 1 Texas.
They lost one game in 2 years.
Huge game right there. LSU beat UCLA, and Iowa moved on.
That was a good game.
USC, the girl we see the commercial, they beat Baylor, and the Uconn girls 53-45 over Duke. That was Saturday. And I just told you today's games. Monday, LSU and Caitlin Clark will be playing. That's tomorrow night.
What time?
I
have to check that out because they had a battle last year and battle of words, but
it's good.
What kills me is they don't have a problem with it. Everybody else does. Yeah. But like the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, they have no disrespect for each other.
Iowa and LSU are ready to meet again in a rematch of 2023 National Championship game. LSU.
Wouldn't you agree that they don't disrespect each other
Look at that pick.
50-50.
Look, guys, if I can put it up on the.
LSU's got a good team.
If you can see that without the glare, it's 50-50.
I don't know. That's to go to the Final Four in women's. I don't know who.
They play at 6:00 tomorrow night on ESPN, and UConn plays USC after. They'll play after that game, and then.
I kind of like to see South Carolina win it, man. I'd like to see a team go undefeated.
The 5th, Friday, North Carolina State plays South Carolina.
That's Final Four.
Mm-hmm. Then the other two will be decided to have to do with these other games. The winner of Iowa and LSU and USC and UConn will run into the winners of North Carolina State and South Carolina.
All right,
Wow.
Bama, UConn.
Yeah,
You want to
Bama,
talk about that?
UConn,
Do they
I
have a
don't know.
chance?
Do they? Is there a shot?
I think they got a chance to play them good, but in the end, I think they're too strong.
71% says UConn to Bama, 28%.
Oh, you getting rid of it?
Yeah, it's burning my ears.
Ah! Well, you can't tell with this weather. It's hot one minute and cold the next.
I think we're done with the cold weather. It ain't going to be any more cold no more.
Really? I thought it was Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, not freezing.
Not freezing.
We'll have some 50s or 40s.
Nobody's giving them a chance.
Sears, 21 average points a game, and then Newton averaging 15 points a game.
Yeah, but he didn't even score yesterday, and they beat Illinois. But he scored 7, and they beat Illinois by 25.
Bama has been scoring the last 4 games, 89, 89, 72, and 109. And last games for UConn, they have scored 77, 82, 75, 91, 73. Boy, that sounds a lot alike.
But here's what I don't like about UConn. Nobody's even playing them close.
Yeah, they won by 25. They won by almost 30. They won by 25. They won by almost 40. And then they won by 20-something again. So, and Bama's winning by 5 here and 10 there and 10 here. And they lost to the Gators 102 to 88.
Right.
If they have one of those nights like they played Florida, it's dirt.
Somebody told me, and this is not an expert, but it's somebody that knows their basketball. They said Alabama cannot be off in the first half. They'll be done.
No,
and I'm like,
cannot be.
They can be off in the second half a little bit, but they cannot in the first.
No.
They have to.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Connecticut just dismantles people. But, I remember back when I was 17, 18 years old, UNLV, nobody's going to beat them. Nobody's going to beat them. Duke beats them in the Final Four.
Grant Nelson, 5 rebounds a game. Klingon, when I put the picture there, big, huge, giant guy, 7.5 per game.
Well, let's say Alabama wins. Who they going to play? I think NC State's going to the championship.
Well, it sure is looking good. Jeff Anderson, I wish he was on because I'd have to tell you that you have definitely picked it. He called Cinderella. When they beat that, who'd they beat?
Coach Knapp did too. I got to give him credit. Who did they beat in the first round? They upset somebody in the first round.
I'll tell you right here in about 3 seconds.
It was a 6 seed.
2, 3. Okay. They played NC State, beat Uconn. All right. And then they went on and played, and they beat Marquette.
Yeah,
that
they beat Marquette. But who'd they beat in the very first round?
That was it.
Oh, okay. They beat North Carolina in the ACC tournament, Duke in the ACC tournament. They beat Duke twice. They beat North Carolina. I don't know if they beat Clemson. They may have. They've got a good resume.
Once they beat Marquette 67-58. When that happened, that's when Jeff said, this is a Cinderella team. UConn, Illinois, NC State 76-64.
Over Duke. DJ Burns, man, he's the big man downstairs. And out in the pit, he's tough. So him and Edey's going to match up.
Is that the big kid looks like Caden?
Yes. Yeah, he's good. He's scoring 20 points a game for him in this tournament.
Purdy ain't going to be able to push him around.
Yeah, it's just going to be
he looks like an offensive guard. Am I right?
Well, my Uncle Bobby, he said, well, I'm going to tell you what, Kentucky's going to get beat when they play North Carolina State because they got a big animal down low that just buries people in the paint and scores.
He's heavy.
Yes.
Before the NBA is going to talk to him because you see how they drill Zion about his weight.
Is he getting to play?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I mean, he stayed hurt a lot.
Yeah, no, he's smoking it this year.
Okay. They said he missed 114 games.
They're the dark horse.
Pelicans.
Yeah, they're the dark horse they're going to play they're going to get in this West championship.
Really?
Yeah. They're only a few games back now.
I think the Nuggets will win it again. I'd like to see Boston win it.
That's who I'm pulling for.
Boston showed some signs of normalcy in the last couple of weeks.
Shoulder there, right there. Oh, Celtics. UConn, Alabama. So you say there's a chance.
I think people are going to. I know Bama fans. If I don't know anything in this world, I do know Bama
What are
fans.
you picking them for, Todd? You know they got a chance to win it. It's ridiculous.
I know they're going to pick them. I'm going to hear it all week. I'm going to have to. No, actually, I'm going to be gone, so I won't have to hear it.
Uconn upsets. Alabama upsets Uconn.
You got to be a realist, though. How can they stay that hot? You know, Danny Hurley is working on a way to stop this 3 crap. We're going to let Nick Pringle beat us. We're not giving them 3s.
I just don't see the caliber of players that prescribe to the University of Uconn of their high degrees of athletics. Not so much football, but I just don't see the matchup being. It's about like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Am I right?
Well, what they do to everybody. I mean, guys, they're just dismantling folk.
They're average giving up about 55 a game.
You got 55 points a game. You got to be a realist. Alabama's going to come in there and just blow all that out of the water. Well, you ain't seen Bama yet.
Well, you ain't played the number 1 offense, Dean.
We won it last year. Okay. Alabama averages 91. They give up 55. Okay, let's say Alabama splits that down the middle. That's 73.
That ain't enough to be.
Can you hold UConn to 73?
No.
Too? Okay.
They've got to hold them under 90. I'm going to say it right now. Let me make this little click here. I'm going to make a short for YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Bama has to hold UConn under 90 to have a chance to win this game.
Under 90. They should be able to do that. What do they have to do? All they got to do is hold Alabama under 80, right?
Yeah. So it tells me that the score, just by what we've laid out right there, it seems like the score would be UConn 92, Bama 82.
That sounds about right.
92. I text somebody a score. I put it on my page.
That sounds good.
I had 92, 85 UConn.
Sounds like
they're going to score about what they've been scoring. Maybe not as much, but UConn, yeah, they got to hold them under 90 because UConn, do you think UConn's only going to score 80? Well, that offense against the Bama's defense ain't. Now they've been playing
playing better, but they did give up 80-something in the last 2 games. They just had to outscore them.
Yeah, you think Clemson's offense is better than UConn's? No. Come on.
See, Alabama's got a bunch of scores. They can score the ball, which is going to hurt you on defense.
Is UConn's offense better than Carolina? Yep.
Probably.
Okay.
I know it's better than Clemson.
Yep. Okay.
And their defense is better than both of them.
Yep. So just mathematically, and I mean, this right here proves we're not homers. This proves it. We're just being honest. And people that are Alabama, that's bullshit, man. You got to pick Alabama. I'm just telling you, statistically speaking, it's just not good odds. Now, here's where I need to lay this out because I had to explain this to some people. Of course, there's a chance.
Yes, there's a chance.
There's a chance that Edey breaks his leg and don't play the second half and Bama comes. I mean, what if that happened? That would be terrible. I wouldn't want Bama to win that way. I want him to win with him on the floor. I want to see him cry.
Yeah.
I want to see him run home to his mom. You know, some whack, cry burger, cry, you little baby. That's what I want. I want to make fun of him.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, I don't want to beat somebody with a player hurt.
I will say this. If Alabama beats
UConn,
Connecticut, I will pick them to win the national championship.
Yep.
But guys, to think that they're just going to lay an egg all of a sudden, Creighton did beat them by 20, though. Creighton did beat them by 20. And I think they've got a player out.
Coach went from looking for a new job to lifetime job security.
Watch him quit now. I'm retiring.
You all right, Big O?
He might. I mean,
if he wins it again,
he's always going to be the guy right now. He may get fired again at some point. If he quits right now after this year, he's always going to be, and he probably loves it, but he's always going to be that coach who was fixing to get fired and took him to the Final Four, which is a great story, by the way. Obviously, him being let go motivated him.
That seems like the
so
case.
They obviously liked the guy.
So what's our percentage? What are we giving Alabama for a chance to beat? The computer says 75-25.
I'll go with 70-30.
70-30? Okay.
What's the spread right now? Probably 8.5.
Didn't even.
I wonder.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. 11.5.
I figure that'll go down. Alabama can light it up now.
North Carolina State and Purdue, they don't have an average over under yet. 11.5. Uconn picked to beat Bama. Didn't I just say? I said what, 92 to 85?
82.
95 to 82. So that's how many points? 12. Golly, how did I do that? I swear to God, I didn't look at that.
Guys, I hate to say this, and I'm not knocking any other coach, but I think this guy up at Connecticut is very, very intelligent. This Danny Hurley, who is actually Bobby Hurley's brother.
Well, imagine that. You think he knows anything about basketball because his dad, where he coached?
His daddy only went like 1,236 in his career. That's 1,200 wins in 36.
Bobby in those high school, he won all those championships up there, and he played at Duke. I mean,
so I don't know.
The Great White Knight.
So if you can outbeat them athletic-wise, then you got to outcoach this joker. I don't know if it can be done.
Oaks ain't ready for that yet. Is that what you're saying?
And that's
it's not a downgrade.
No, yes, I think he's the best coach.
We're talking about a family of coaches.
I think he's the best coach in the country.
Yes, I agree.
And he's not getting that credit for some reason. He
say
said last year, he goes, nobody's better than us. Nobody's better than the Big East Conference. What a joke.
Well, they're still racking right along.
I just think he's got whatever it takes mentally.
I think Bama can get hot at a time and put some pressure on probably before the half. I say UConn's up by 6 at the half. Bama comes back out and goes on like a 8-0 run. They get up and they get fired up, and then 7 minutes left in the game, they say, okay, that's enough of that. That's it. And they go on about a 12-0 run, and then the refs are going to make sure that UConn's going to get their fouls. And Bama loses by 10. And everybody celebrates, says, hey, what a great season. Coach Oates done a good job recruiting. I can go sit in your living room and say, hey, we went to the Final Four last year. Would you like to come play at Alabama and help us win a national championship in basketball, young man? That's how you recruit.
I think that Danny Hurley's the Nick Saban of college basketball. And what I mean by that, he's smarter than – and, guys, that's not a knock, and there's nothing you can do to cap him.
And how many?
I don't know why we insult people and say, well, Big Matt's a better coach than Todd. Okay, he's smarter than me about that. There's nothing nobody can do. Nate Oates cannot do anything if he's not as good a coach as Danny Hurley.
No.
That's not a knock against Nate Oates. I think Nate Oates is fantastic.
It is what it is. Yeah.
But I think this guy's special.
If we're coaching a basketball game tomorrow, me and you, I would hope you would beat me.
Yes.
You've been coaching basketball a long time. Now, I could probably go out there and throw something together and maybe play them good for a little while. But overall, the knowledge of how to set it up and how to run schemes and plays, you've been doing it a long time. I mean,
guys, this guy was drawing up plays when he was 4.
It's the family. It's like a legacy. The Hurley family. And not Raymond Hurley from Gales. We love Raymond. Hope you're doing okay.
We say that a lot, but sometimes it's not a knock. We say that so-and-so got out-coached. It's not a knock all the time.
No, it's not.
I think the old guy from Clemson's a good coach.
I think the guy from North Carolina is a good coach, and I think Oates out-coached him. I told you that when as soon as the game was fixed over, I said, I don't think old buddy was ready. He thought they had this game won before.
I think he thought they probably had it won.
They showed up, and Oates just kind of coached a little above his head. It's always about that old saying, how Barry Bryant used to say, well, what if you give a little more extra at practice this week? Remember that chalkboard thing with Barry Bryant?
Yeah.
Now, you're an 88% guy, but you give a little more this week, and it makes you a 90. Well, the other guy's a 90, but he didn't work as hard as you did or practice as much or stay after, and he bumped down to 88. Yeah. I think that's why the North Carolina game.
Well, I think that guy – I think where Davis messed up was the people he had in. I don't think he made it a bad play on the –
No, RJ didn't have a good game.
RJ didn't have a good game.
And he can't coach that. That's not a coach's fault because the player just had a bad night.
He did, 4 for 20. I mean, guys, if he can't help it when he goes – if you're going to give Davis credit for RJ shooting 4 for 20, you got to give him credit when he goes 12 for 20.
Yeah.
I hate it for Hubert Davis, but Alabama upset him. Alabama's upset potential team just because of the way they play.
Yeah. Man, good luck to Bama. We hope they win it. Well, I hope they win it all. I mean, that'd be fantastic.
But
realistically, I don't see them beating UConn. Okay.
I'm sorry. And now, last thing I'll say about Danny Hurley, I think he's a step ahead mentally.
Yeah, that too.
He's like Saban. He knows. He just sees it.
And I think the bench is better.
Yeah, the bench is better.
North Carolina State, Purdue, we'll go look at them and see what you think about them. How do they – I don't see it matching up well for NC State. I don't know. Now we're going to see old big boys going to push on each other. but it's more than about one player.
Are they going to let them two? Okay, here's the question. Are they going to get one of them two? I won't say if they do it. They might not do it because this is what everybody's going to see is them two.
The refs are going to let them play.
Are they going to let them play or are they going to get them in foul trouble? If they get them in foul trouble, NC State may have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But if Burns gets in foul trouble, they're done. And Edey don't.
Mm-hmm.
If they both get in foul trouble, I think NC State has a shot.
You think without them two, team-wise, that NC State may be a little better?
Yes.
You think Purdue's not as good team-wise?
No.
Okay. I think Purdue.
See, that North Carolina State's got that guard. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
They're both named DJ. I don't know his last name.
I like them. I think the opposite. I think Purdue is too good. I think their guard play is too good down the stretch for a game.
Well, the reason I said that is they were very off today.
Mm-hmm.
If it hadn't been for Edey, I don't even know if that would have. Of course, you can say, well, Tennessee's other players were off too. They were.
Well, here's the thing, and we're not going back to Alabama, Uconn, but this goes along with them, and then we'll get off here.
Hey, this is good. This is good talking. I mean, we got opinions. Who's that?
Another.
Oh, I thought that was a Kentucky guy. They usually know what they're talking about basketball.
Yeah. And I'm just referring to this. As soon as I thought of this, what made me think, I was thinking about the Center Boys football, Coach Kelly, first year to go down, play Andalusia. And I remember the coaches saying, oh, man, gosh, we had to go there and media stuff, pictures here and there. This was after, like during the summer before they're getting ready to go to the next season, which they went back to play Catholic this year. Just hearing coaches talk and some of the players talk, and I'm just listening. And God, you had to go over here, and I didn't even get to see the players. For I had to go over here for 10 minutes to get. Hey, coach, right here, picture. Oh, coach, we're gonna need to talk to you right here. I need a 5-minute spot. Okay. Now tell us about getting down here. Cherokee County hadn't been in a little while. Tell us about this team. Oh yeah, we appreciate you having it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they turn them lights on, the cameras are up there, and you're like, whew.
It's
now,
big time.
When you go back, they were much more prepared. Coaches, they didn't stay right there in town. They stayed a little ways out. They practiced at Hoover the day before they came.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is fans, please give these coaches some time. You don't just come in, throw together a team in 3 or 4 years and go win one. Well, if he's had 4 years, you got to go and do this. I mean, these coaches there's a lot of young coaches involved here that's never been on a big stage like that. We're talking about playing for a state championship or national championship. And Rocket, the guy that sits next to Charles on the halftime show, is that Clyde or?
Kenny Smith.
It's Kenny Smith. Sorry, I get him and Clyde mixed up.
Yeah.
And he said it perfect. And I was thinking about that, and I swear, 5 minutes later, he said, "You remember, Charles, when we went and played for the championship, NBA? Remember, he said there were 600 media people. He said there's usually 100 people in the room, maybe. And then we go play for a championship. There's 600 people flashing cameras and lights and people with stuff in your face and asking you questions." Uconn is just going to go, well, this is what we did. This is what we do. Let me button it up right here. You remember how to do this. Yeah, hello, everybody. Good to see you. Yes, we're back up here ready to get back after it, and we're just willing to do what it takes to keep grinding and working, and we're a self-proclaimed team, and we're going to go out here and work hard and be a team, and we're going to win it as a team. Now, Purdue, get no respect.
Yeah.
It's been 1980 since we've been over here. Nobody respects us. Now they're going to use that card.
North Carolina State's probably got the biggest.
They ain't been. When was the last time they been?
They have no pressure.
I don't know where they've been.
No, 83, I think.
Yeah, so both of this, North Carolina State and Purdue, neither one of these teams they ain't been in the lifetime of these kids. Their parents may not even have been born.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. In Alabama.
Yeah.
First time.
Coach Oates. Is it hot in here? It's just me. These lights get hot, man. Them lights get bright. And when the lights